Hey, this is Commander Cookout Podcast, episode 397. I'm Brando. I'm here with Brian, and we're going to talk about Ian Malcolm fighting Gandalf. Now, hit our theme song! Hey, Ryan. We're back for yet another whirlwind adventure. How you doing?
Good. What is going down with that theme song?
My whole everything is just, it's out to lunch a little. My voice is a little bit tired. I've been talking all week, telling stories from Calgary and Vegas and all the insanity that happened in between. And since it's Thanksgiving here in Canada, as of today, it's past after you guys are listening to it. But happy Thanksgiving anyway to everybody out there, even our American friends. I have a funny CCO story about that to tell you that you in particular will appreciate. But before we get to any of that, we have to thank our official business daddies, FusionGamingOnline.com, their source for all your gaming needs.
Very much so. And I'm waiting for the Lord of the Rings Holiday Edition. That's what I'm going to call it, okay? It's the Lord of the Rings Holiday Bundle. It comes out in November. You can get it at Fusion. And if you use CCO Summer, even though it's the fall, they're probably going to make us change it soon, but I'm not going to mention it or bring it up. CCO Summer promo code, you're going to get a discount on all the stuff that you buy.
I want the next one to be CCO Slap.
Yes,
as in
I do
slap
too.
your lips off. As in slap some money off the top. As in go into the store and slap someone about the head and face until they give you a discount. Or go on the internet and don't commit felonious assault. It's up to you.
What he said. Yes, it is up to you. CCO Summer is the promo code. You can get a discount. If you're new to the nation, we've got some new subscribers after Calgary and after Vegas and over the last couple weeks. Thanks for being here. CCO Perks promo code is going to get you 10% store credit kickback on your order of over $100 Canadian dollars or more.
Yes, which is like $15 US, but since most of our new subs are Canadian, it's $100.
Yeah.
But you're going to save money with CCO Summer. You're going to then get money back. Then you're going to spend that money that you save on more, but you're going to spend less because you can keep using the promo codes.
Last thing about it is if you are Canadian, awesome. Happy Thanksgiving. It's different here in Canada for the people who are like turning us off because they don't believe in Thanksgiving. It's different in Canada than in the United States. It actually means a different thing. Yeah. If you're from Canada and you use the Fusion promo code, they're going to know that you're in the nation. And I'm not going to say they're going to give you preferred and or faster shipping, but
I fucking am.
I know somebody who is going to say
because they're going to do that. You're going to get super fast shipping, priority order filling, probably.
Yeah, I usually get my Fusion order within 3 business days.
I made an order while we were in Calgary. It was waiting for me when I got home.
Oh, yeah?
Guess what it was?
They couldn't just hand you the cards in person?
Well, no, because they didn't
probably
have them
stinkers. Yeah, they didn't bring them to the show.
4 foil extended art and myriad landscapes.
Oh, nobody's bringing those.
No, they weren't.
You suck at magic.
I went to every vendor in Vegas. Every single one, and not a single one had it.
Yeah, but some of them had frickin' dark misprinted Griffin Canyons?
Not anymore.
You know what's gonna be the frickin' worst, the icing?
Tell me.
The kicker to that long form joke of you and Aaron just having those and me not having them.
Correct.
Is if editor Joe ever gets his hands on one and can meme on me on the show. On my own frickin' show. Man. Frick.
I'm not saying that me and Aaron Carrar could probably make that happen, but we probably could.
Yeah, most likely. Okay, we've got some podcasting business. We've got last week's winner of the booster pack game.
No, is it last week's or like?
I have no idea.
Who even knows?
I think it's like actually last week because it came from the pre-show for episode 396 and now we're on 397.
Okay.
I think.
That's good. Yes.
If you... Remember, we were talking about towels on the floor of hotel rooms.
Yeah.
Is that okay or not? And we got a myriad of answers of what landscape to leave your towel on.
That was
Shut up, Ryan.
No, that was good, man. I like that. I like that one.
Okay, well, towels on the floor, towels in the tub. Definitely don't fold them back up like they weren't used and put them back where you found them. Freaking gross. That was one of the answers. Just drying your nuts off and you leave it for the next guy. This towel smells like grilled cheese. Okay. If your name is, let me read it. Hold on. Derek 42777.
That's probably not your name, but it might be your YouTube handle.
If that's you send us an email.
At commandercookout@gmail.com. Let us know if you want a boring-ass pack of Magic cards, a super sweet Commander Cookout sticker pack, or this is my favorite one. This is my favorite one. A token pack of Brando tokens drawn by me for you.
Yes. We have the new tokens, and that leads perfectly into... Derek 42777. Make sure to give us your full address so I don't have to chase you down.
Yeah, with
full
postal
address.
code, postal and zip code, all very important
full
things.
Address
and your real name.
Yeah, I don't care about that.
I guess you don't really need your real name.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah.
New Brando tokens.
Yeah.
They're available on commandercookout.com. You find the store. They're part of the fall line because they're actually, well, two of them are actually Halloween themed.
Yeah.
A pumpkin eating a goblin.
Yeah.
That's the food token. And then a zombie, a human, definitely not a zombie, totally real human. Use them as a token at your discretion. Those are part of our fall line with the toques and the sweaters and the pom-pom things and the hunting orange toques. Everybody that's seen them really thinks they look sharp because they're orange with like the black Commander Cookout logo on them.
That's fun.
Yeah, all the toques look really good. Even Rebecca was like, oh, those came out actually really nice.
Yeah, and if you have the orange one and you go hunting for birds or elks or other things that you hunt, the odds of you getting shot go down.
Yes, that's what they're for. Yes. You don't actually have to wear orange to hunt birds or while hunting birds.
But you should.
Well,
you don't want to get shot.
Getting shot would be sucky.
And let me science you, Ryan.
Okay.
Ryan's a science guy. I'm kind of not.
Yeah.
But science says if you get shot, you want to get shot not in your head, because getting shot in the head is probably the worst place to get shot. So if you mark where your head's at, you're probably less likely to get shot there. Very important.
Can confirm.
Right? I think that's science.
The toques look sharp.
Agreed. Also science.
There's also black ones, which is the opposite of what Brando was just saying.
Yes, that is also correct. But if you want to do crime and you cover your head with a toque, then people won't know what your hair looks like, which is something that people might use to describe or identify you, therefore making you better at crime.
There you go. Like shooting somebody in the head. Which guy had the CCO toque on? Both!
Oh, both! Let me tell my Halloween story real fast. Belton Johnson at work. He's a former writer.
Don't care.
Good guy. Great guy. Comes from the southern states. I calls him up to talk about his cooking segment that we do every Friday on the radio program. And I says to him, so you're in Canada, you've been Canadian for like 10 years, but you're from America. Which Thanksgiving do you celebrate? And he goes, Brando, both. And he actually said both. It was really cool. I got a kick out of that. So that's fun.
Fantastic. Okay. Fall line. Go and get it. There's going to be more tokens, Christmas ones, and more Christmas stuff and new stickers coming out like in November. So they're available for Christmas presents for people in the nation. All that's coming up. It's just not out yet. It's part of the fall line, but I'm rolling it out so I don't drive myself crazy.
Also, in the comments for Christmas, I'm going to make some other tokens to go along with the Christmas themed ones. So if there's one that you want to see that isn't like super specific, like a Merit Lage or something like that, let me know, and I'll try and doodle those as well.
Oh, like an angel on top of a Christmas tree,
or a snake,
or some kind of like Christmas-specific funny food thing. Brando altars. They were so popular as a Patreon sign-up gift that we decided just to make it official.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that, and thank you everybody that likes them.
Yeah,
because I'm really proud of them, and it makes me happy.
Speaking of Patreon,
okay,
we got a couple increases and new ones that need or re-need nicknames.
Let's hit them with the truth.
Okay, so we've got an increase.
Okay,
Matt Flucher.
That's Meat Flute.
Now remember, there's two of them though. There's Meat Flute and Meat Toot because he's Meat Flute 2. Yeah, there's Matt and
Matt Flucher is Meat Flute though, right? Yeah.
I don't remember if he's Meat Flute or Meat Toot. I don't remember which Flucher came first. They're brothers or cousins or father son or something. There's two of them.
Well, Meat Flute, Meat Toot, Meat Flute Toot.
Yes.
Thanks.
Flute toot?
Flute toot. We appreciate you. No kink shaming in the nation. We're happy to have you.
Even if it doesn't sound like we appreciate you. We do.
Yes.
Second one. This is a returner.
Okay.
This is somebody coming back for like the third time.
Ooh.
And it's a Callum.
Oh.
So-
Oh, man. There's no way we're going to remember who this guy is.
This is officially Callum Stonehouse is his name. And he's like Callum Sanity and all he's got like 87 nicknames. So we got to give him a new one.
Oh, man.
Callum, he
Did
came.
we call him Callum Brick Shithouse yet?
I don't know.
Now we are.
Now we are. You know what? Can we call him? We'll call him Log Shithouse because he goes up north and plants trees all the time. There it is. Uses like pine trees to wipe his butt.
Oh, gross.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. It's like a barbecue scraper.
Imagine using bark to wipe your butt.
Well, we'll have to ask Callum.
You get like a sliver or some moss up there. Man.
You give yourself an infection.
Yeah.
Gross.
And butthole infections.
Can you imagine what that would
second worst
smell like?
infections.
Oh, just hot, sticky ass.
Yeah,
And
nobody
not in
wants
a
that.
good way.
No, nobody wants that.
No. No kink shaming in the nation if you do want that.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah,
But
it's
like we don't want it though.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. I lost it. Frick.
What's the other one? Next one.
The next one was thank you for the donations on coffee.com/Commander Cookout.
We appreciate it.
If you want to donate there and buy your boys some beer for the upcoming Sidewalk Slam that we were just talking about on the pre-show.
Oh, yeah.
And the pre-show. That's coming up. Sidewalk Slam Season 2.
Yeah, we're going to try and get a couple of our local homies to
Yep.
saddle up and roll, and we're all
Yep.
going to play decks that are just shit.
Never before seen guests. We've got a husband and wife pair lined up. We've got some fun things planned. We've got if anybody is interested in showcasing a product or becoming a sponsor, that is always on the table. You can message us anywhere that you can find in the show notes, email or Twitter or Facebook or whatever.
Speaking of husband and wife pairs, I made an internet mistake, and I got Mac, I need you to get me your wife's Etsy store link again so I can buy that book. Okay? Damn
You
it.
could have just messaged them.
No, I'm going to do it here because maybe it's Christmas coming up. The book's cool. I want one. People out there should get one.
It's the ABCs of swearing.
Yeah, it's super funny. So I figure it's worth a plug here on the show.
Maybe we'll link it on the screen or whatever and send some traffic her way. That'd be super cool.
And then I could watch the show. And
that
then
means
I'd
I
the
have to
link.
frickin' message Mac now and get him to send me the link so I can send it to Editor Joe. What if Editor Joe just like took initiative and got it himself?
Lol.
Yeah, lol.
Nah, he probably would.
He's rolling his eyes so hard.
Yeah,
probably,
he's like,
Because
Jesus
he's like,
Christ,
these
you
goddamn
guys."
guys make me do frickin' so much. Yeah, sorry, Joe.
We suck.
Sorry, not sorry. So thank you for the donations. If anybody wants to donate, Christmas is coming up. We're going to use it for booster packs for kids and donations of our own and stuff for
And
the nation
donaires.
and donations. Yes.
I had my first donaire in Calgary. It was
there
good.
you go. Yeah. There you go. Sidewalk Slam. Last thing, and then we'll get to some cards.
Okay.
And this is a Patreon. I'm going to call this a benefit.
Okay.
I'm going to say the second annual Patreon Secret Santa is happening right now. And, and all of the people that are organizing it wanted it mentioned on the show because they know not all patrons use Discord.
Yeah.
But all of the planning for it happens on the Discord Secret Santa thread.
Right.
And essentially people just get numbers or pick names or however it works, and you build a CCO budget deck or a raw dog deck.
Yep.
And you send it to somebody in the mail.
Raw dog deck means no sleeves, play it on the floor.
Yes, and I knew that this was a thing. Like I knew that the raw dog decks were a thing, and it's fun, and they make jokes, and they have banged up cards. They riffle shuffle. One card got a hole burnt in it, right, from the fire. I didn't know how special and endearing that these were.
They're pretty cool.
Like people exchanged them, and they were hugging and playing, and the funniest part about these shitty decks that people play on the floor is they frickin' slap.
Yeah.
Like
They don't suck.
Isaiah Jerkanovsky was playing one in Calgary, like a CCO raw dog deck, no sleeves. He keeps it in a little mini onion bag, which you can get on the CCO store.
Yes.
freaking won a pod with it. And not like, oh, squeaked it out. No, he like decimated this pod with this shitty deck. So that inspired me to make my own raw dog deck so I can take part in it.
Oh, does that mean I have to build one too?
No. Well, come on. What's the financial investment in building a raw dog deck? A couple bucks?
Wait. But yeah, but now it has to be all... I can make it out of nothing but foil chaff.
King of the raw dogs.
And they're not in sleeves. They'll all be bent different ways.
Yeah.
Oh.
Only postmodern freaking foils too, so you
perfect.
know that your deck is going to look like an accordion.
Perfect.
Dude, what if you riffle shuffle them so hard they bend the other way?
Ooh. Okay, now I'm interested.
All of the research that people have been doing, boiling cards and flattening them in books and different humidistats and frickin' packs of silica gel. Uncle Brando's got the formula. Yeah. Just bend the shit out of them the wrong way.
Just bend them till they're the same way. Perfect.
When all your foils are bent the same way, none of them are bent. That's some chaos shit right there. That's anarchy. That's the opposite of anarchy.
That's chaos theory, baby. You know who loves chaos theory? Ian Malcolm. You know who's on a Magic card now? Ian Malcolm.
Is that a Jurassic Park reference?
Yeah, that's the guy. He's on the screen right here. No, wait, hang on. No, there he is.
That's him?
Yeah.
I thought you were making a freaking Doctor Who joke, man. I suck.
Never seen Doctor Who, but you have seen Jurassic Park.
Well, like once. I've seen Jurassic Park 3.
Like more than once?
No.
Wait, okay, so you...
Yes, the third one, Jurassic Park 3.
You have seen more than once?
No,
so you've seen 3 once, and the first one maybe once?
I've seen the first one front to back once, and I've seen like the middle of it a bunch of times.
And the second one?
Never.
0 times. Never once.
Never seen it. I've seen Jurassic World, I think.
With the Army Guy and Money Lady?
Don't know.
Oh, yeah, that's Jurassic World. It has Army Guy and Money Lady.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. We're talking about cards now. We're moving into the Magic stuff.
We're doing it. See, that's a transition.
Yeah, so I've got a few notes. Doctor Who, next week. We want to give it the attention it deserves after spending so much time on Lord of the Rings and Warhammer 40K.
Yeah, and there's a lot of we talked about in the pre-show, lots of Whovians out there. We want to make sure that we do you justice, because I know some stuff, but I want to actually kind of like I'm even watching the series that I knew before. I'm rewatching them, and I'm watching some of the older black and white stuff because it's available for free on the Internet Archive.
Oh, there you go.
If you're interested in watching any of that stuff.
I know absolutely nothing about it other than there are people who love it.
You're going to learn some fun stuff. You're going to get an appreciation for it because there is some very interesting things in Doctor Who that are fun. There's some fun for everybody, which I like about it.
I certainly appreciate the cards.
Yep.
There are some frickin' good ones and some funny ones, and I'm sure once I really dive into the set, there are going to be cards that go directly into decks I own. I know that there's already vehicles that go directly into my Calamax vehicle deck.
Some cool ones.
And I know that there's going to be some fun stuff for me. But that's going to be maybe next week and the following week, because we'll look at the precons, we'll look at the legendary creatures, that kind of stuff, right?
As we do.
Oh, that freaking card's name is Ian Malcolm?
Yes.
Is that the character's name?
Yes. That's the thing
Man, I suck.
It's messing with me about the Jurassic Park cards, because like they have their own set symbol, but are they like the Transformers where... Like you can play them in a draft, but
they're going to be in the packs.
But they're outside the real set. They're not like Ian Malcolm is not going to be a standard card, right?
Correct.
Indominus Rex Alpha, not a standard card.
Correct. That card would ruin standard.
I don't even know what it does. There's too many words.
It's a 6/6 for 5 that's got 100 words on it. It'll wreck standard.
Let's just read the bottom paragraph, because I think I saw the words draw a card. When Indominus Rex enters the battlefield, draw a card for each counter on it. Holy shit. Okay, yeah, you're right, yeah.
Yes, and then the top puts like all different counters on it. Like you sacrifice creatures and whatever abilities those creatures. Just read the card. Read the card. This is the first one we're talking about.
Okay. When it ETBs, discard any number of creature cards.
Oh, that's what it is.
It enters the flying counter if a card discarded this way has flying. The same is true for first strike, double strike, death touch, hexproof, haste, indestructible, lifelink, menace, reach, trample, and vigilance.
And flying. So 12 different ways to... I mean, you got to have 12 cards in your hand. No, you don't. Just discard Zetalpa.
Yeah, discard Zetalpa. You draw what? 6?
6, and your guy is basically an unbeatable creature.
Yeah, you discard Zetalpa and a Chroma Angel of Fury?
In Standard. Those cards aren't in Standard, and you can't play that in an Indominus Rex deck. It's
because
green, Hybrid Dimir 1.
Hang on a fucking second.
Okay.
You mean to tell me that they built a card where you discard cards with abilities on them and then excluded white? Therefore, the only thing that could raise the price of a Zatalpa from like $1 to $1.10? Really? Come on. That is rude, man.
I don't know what's funnier. That statement that you just made, or the fact that you think Zatalpa's worth $1.
Well, if you go into a store, they're going to charge you $1 because it's in the dollar rare binder.
Ah, okay.
Correct.
Sure.
If you buy them on the website, less than $1. If you were to go in and say, "Oh, I need a Zatalpa," the guy's going to go behind. He's going to flip through the pages of a book. He's going to pull one out from like the 45 slots in the page that
all have Zatalpas in them,
and $1.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. So okay, we've got new. What did you say? Transformer seeding of some kind of Universe Beyond thing.
Yes.
This time it's Jurassic Park, which fits right in with the dinosaur theme.
Yeah.
Within Ixalan.
I think it might fit better than Transformers with March of the Machine.
I think it does. You could play that Indominus Rex, and if you didn't look at the set symbol, I just assumed that card when I saw it was in Ixalan, and it was part of the previews that they showed in Vegas.
That's because he's never seen Jurassic World enough times to remember that that's the villain.
I remember that now.
Because it's like super sneaky and can camouflage and could do all that stuff.
It's like genetically the perfect engineered dinosaur, right? Like that's the shtick.
Well, they designed it to be the most dangerous dinosaur because dangerous equals exciting equals money. WotC taught us that.
WotC, yeah, frickin' they're metaing against us.
That's right.
The Indominus Rex, giving us a taste of their own medicine.
Yes. How do we feel about them being in? Who can say?
I think that it's fine. I like
them not being in Standard. I think just makes it like they're fine.
I like when they do this. I think that this is a good way to do Universes Beyond when it's thematically tied to the set that it's being launched in.
Yep.
The other way that we've both expressed that we like it is in its own thing. If you don't want to engage with the thing, you don't have to engage with it one bit whatsoever. Warhammer was like that. Lord of the Rings was like that. Even though it was its own set, Doctor Who is its own set. But if you don't want to engage with it, you can just not.
Just don't.
And it's not ruining Magic when it's done that way. Just like it's not ruining Magic when if you never open collector packs, you'll never see Jurassic Park cards. So if you just want to open set boosters to try and pull cards that you want from the set, or if you just buy singles from FusionGamingOnline.com, you'll never see those cards frickin' ever.
Are they not in? I think they're in set boosters.
Sure.
I think they are. But who cares? Who cares? They're in their own slot. You're not going to lose it. Like, you're not going to open a pack and go, here's the rare, and it's an Ian Malcolm.
Yes,
because
correct.
It's its own slot, so you're going to get, like, the slot you don't give a shit about that you can give to your friend who likes Jurassic Park and move on with your life.
Correct.
And that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty easy. It's pretty easy. Let's flip over some cards because we're going to talk about the Lord of the Rings holiday thing. We've got some mana crypts to talk about.
Yeah.
So let's flip over and show those off.
Okay,
so we're going to talk about Mana Crypt real quick. We mentioned it before the break, and now we're back. There are, let's count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Mana Crypts, and I assume there's going to be a regular art if the first one here is not regular art.
Based on the Cavern of Souls, which we're going to talk about in a minute, I would think that there will also be a air quotes regular art Mana Crypt as well.
Okay, now the reason I think we have so many is there's one for white, blue, black, red, and green, and it looks like there's another one with a red pinstripe border that has a different art. And there's also one with a regular pinstripe border that has what is maybe the original art. Maybe we'll see another one still. Don't know.
So maybe maybe original art, or maybe that's the artifact one, and then the one with the red pinstriping and the yellow art and the green face, maybe that one is the multicolored one.
Perhaps.
Maybe.
Oh, yeah, that, okay, I'll buy that. Now, if you're not watching on YouTube, which you should be.
Oh,
Joe couldn't turn you green there.
You could turn the whole screen green, baby.
If you're not watching, these look like a classic Mesoamerican or Aztec kind of mask or some kind of motif that would be on this carved into stone or something, right?
It looks like the mask on the panini press that the dude in Saw 10 got his head caught in.
Gross.
Yeah.
Well, if you're familiar with that, yes, that's what I guess it looks like. Now, there's a whole bunch of them, and there's a whole bunch of Cavern of Souls. We've been on record in the past saying that we don't like this because there was that one Jace from Teferi.
There's like 30 different versions of them.
Yeah, then they were all just different versions of the same kind of video that they just freeze framed from and made art from. Now, this is a little bit different in that, yes, they're the same art with just different colors. Like somebody just messed with the hue slider in Photoshop and made, air quotes, different art.
Yeah.
But Mana Crypt is like $60 to $100.
Correct.
And Cavern of Souls is just as much, if not more.
It's 70 to 100 depending on how you're cutting it.
Because we have different arts for those cards, those maybe 3-digit Canadian dollars cards in price, I appreciate it more this time because they're going to show up maybe at a higher clip.
I remember the last time they did this where they did all the different colors and like they got progressively rarer based on the color. I don't know if they're doing that this time.
I don't think so because they're doing one for each color of Magic. Cavern of Souls can go in one of any color of deck, so can Mana Crypt. I like these two card choices in particular because you can run them in casual Commander, rule 0 your Mana Crypt in and say I'm playing fast mana and it's on theme and blah blah blah, right?
Yeah.
And Cavern of Souls goes in like basically any creature deck or any deck where you have a commander that you don't want to get countered.
It goes in any EDH deck that has a commander.
Hey, that's lots of them.
Well, that's most of them, hey?
Yes.
Holy!
Some have 2 commanders that have the same creature type. It's even better in those
Holy
ones.
crap!
So I like these 2 card choices. I'm reasonably sure because they're different cards and they have different collector numbers, sort of. There's like A, B, C, D, E, whatever on the collector number. They can show up like the black Mana Crypt and the green Mana Crypt, for example, can show up bang bang in the 2 slots that these cards come in a collector pack.
Here's what I'm noticing. And I'm just noticing this. They have different set symbols.
They do, yes.
The Cavern of Souls and the Mana Crypt and the Indominus Rex Alpha all have different set symbols.
The Indominus Rex is a different set symbol because it's like it's a Secret Lair, or sorry, a Universes Beyond product.
It's Jurassic Park, so that makes sense.
Yes.
The Cavern of Souls has the same set symbol as the regular cards from the set that I can look at here.
The Ixalan set.
And then the Mana Crypt has its own different one.
Yes.
It is the same as the Lord of Atlantis that was also spoiled, which tells me maybe this is a, what do you call it, like the Mystical Archive Enchanting Tales gimmick.
You are correct.
They're doing both at once.
Both? This is what Scryfall is calling special guests. And, these are neon ink, so maybe these are going to be like crazy expensive, and everything that I said has just gone down the toilet.
Yeah, like they could be. Yeah, I'm hoping they're not because I really like that yellow one for obvious reasons. Yellow is my favorite color, so I want the yellow one. So we'll see. I'm hoping that they show up at a rate where I can maybe get them, but if they don't, that's fine because maybe they'll bring down regular Mana Crypts. I don't know.
Okay, the first one is non-foil and foil. Like that's the colorless border one.
Okay.
Great. That'll show up where it shows up in collector packs.
Right.
And I'm happy that there's more of them.
Anytime you can print more Mana Crypts is good.
For the whales, you get neon ink Mana Crypts.
Yeah.
And for the people who care about packs having high dollar, high variance, collectability,
Yep.
you still get what you want too. So everything that I said a couple minutes ago still holds true.
Yep.
We get more Mana Crypts, and we still get rare, pimp, flex on noob Mana Crypts.
Correct.
And the same is true with Cavern of Souls, and they both are Commander, both casual and CEDH staples. Can I say in any other way how much I like this now?
No, because you've said that perfectly well.
Okay.
These are a great idea. I agree with everything you said, and anybody that says, "Oh, I wish they weren't doing that," can shut up, because this is good.
Can you say it any more straightforward?
No, I cannot.
The only thing that I don't think it'll happen because they're mythics is, when you open collector packs, you've done it where you open up 2 of the same card, bang, bang. Or
man.
like card, foil version of card, showcase, or showcase and then showcase foil of the same card, bang, bang, bang. That's not going to happen with Cavern of Souls, though it could because there's 10 freaking copies of it. There's the neon ink ones of each color, the regular one in the neon ink art. Then there's the regular one foil, and you get the box topper Lord of the Rings reskinned Caverns of Souls that come in non-foil, I think, from the old boxes, foil box toppers from the original boxes, and then you get serialized versions in collector packs, all Cavern of Souls. There's like frickin' 12 different Cavern of Souls in the last calendar year that you could open up.
That's pretty good. And you can still open them if you go to your LGS and buy some packs, which is cool.
There you go.
They're still out there to be opened.
Let's move on. We've talked about a little bit of Jurassic Park, a little bit of Ixalan. I want to talk about, and I've touched on I've criticized this a little bit on Commander Ad Populum, but I want to go for it here too.
Oh, I'm going to hit it with the criticism of all criticisms, baby.
The Lord of the Rings Holiday Edition.
Mm-hmm.
Frames.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me what you think.
I think they're ugly as hell. I think that big black stripe on the side looks stupid, and I think whoever approved that should be fired.
It is.
They should lose their job.
It's a bad look.
Their job should be given to somebody who's better at it than they are.
You know what? I don't mind the solid black on the edges. I think it frames the art nice. It looks 3D. But why not put just a pin line down there, like even a scrolly pin line, like the Eldraine showcase cards?
Yeah.
Like that's what those sort of look like.
Why not have the art just go to the edge of the card?
Also, yes.
Why have an obvious blank space there?
I don't know.
Stupid.
I don't know.
It's dumb.
Moving on from that, I like the scrolly thing. I like it. It looks old and high fantasy, sure, but I can't get past the black frames. I got some questions for you.
Let me hit you with my thing first. Let me hit you with this.
Sure.
So this is the second edition of the Lord of the Rings thing. Yes, there's new cards.
Yep.
But all the big pimp, high-end, super-duper collectibles from the first one, the One Ring, the serialized foil Sol rings, all that stuff gone.
Yes.
So this is like shall we call it the revised Lord of the Rings?
This is remarkably close to what I was going to ask you.
Because this is essentially putting a fucking white border on these cards.
Except it's black.
Yeah. Right? Like, that's the first thing I thought when they're re-releasing the set with fewer high-dollar cards in it. This is the new white border. They're testing to see if people will just deal with white border again. That's what this is to me, and I don't like it.
That's remarkably close to what I was going to ask you. It's funny we hit on the same thing. Is this going to be a product that sells? Is this going to be a thing that people are interested in having? Like, I've talked about collecting Lord of the Rings lots, and we talk about collect what you want and maybe get all the lands or all the mythics, whatever it is, right? I went after the entire set, like the lands and the tokens and the regular and showcase frames or the regular and extended art frames of the same card. Like some card I own 3 or 4 of.
Yeah.
The same card, different treatments.
Yeah.
These I'm not going to go after.
I think
they're the same cards.
Here's the thing that is kind of hitting me. When I heard that they were going to redo Lord of the Rings, I thought that this is great because the prices are pretty high on them and the single prices are elevated because they were, an expensive pack, a sought after product, all the reasons that they're worth a little bit more money. And then I hear they're going to reprint them, and I thought this is great. They're going to do it again, but with fewer there's no One Ring, there's no Sol rings like we talked about a second ago. So maybe these ones will be a little bit less, so people who just need that last Nazgul can pick it up, and here we are. And now you can, but you're not gonna want to do that because if you're one of those people that's trying to do the complete set of the 9 Nazgul, you don't want one of them to have a scroll border.
Yeah,
that's like playing a set of lightning bolts in your legacy deck, and one of them has a white border. It's going to look terrible.
It's going to look different. Now, just to clarify.
And if you're filling out your full set of Lord of the Rings and you're missing, let's say, a Sam or an Oath of Eorl. Oh, man, I missed them in Lord of the Rings. Now, those ones that were printed before, they're gone now. they're not available anymore because now these are the ones that you're printing. So when you're going through your binder, your full set, you're going to see the ones that you missed the first time and had to pick up in the loser reprint.
Yeah, and you know what? They have a different collector number too. So they don't even fit in collector number order.
Yeah.
Just to clarify, there is new Nazgul, like it's the same card with new art. There is a One Ring, same card, new frame.
Yeah, new
frame.
Yes.
Same art, new frame. There is a One Ring. There's no one of one.
Yeah, the one of one ring is what I'm referring to.
Promotional sell 1 million packs in one day ring.
Correct.
There are no serialized reskins of Soul Ring in this product.
Yes, there are serialized reskins of some lands that they're there. Those are there, but I think the big selling points from the initial run of Lord of the Rings are not present here.
Now, I want to get into something with you because...
with me? You want to mix it up with me, hey?
Scroll down to the bottom.
I shan't.
I want to talk about the Secret Lair, I guess, or the weird art, the 60s concert poster treatments.
Not my thing.
Not your thing.
Not my thing.
Are there any that you would play in Norrin because they look like a concert poster for a Led Zeppelin concert instead of like a Magic card? And there is a One Ring in there that you could play in Norrin, and it would make your deck better.
If I had one, if I open one, I will play it in Norrin. I'm not going to seek it out because that's going to be an expensive ass foil.
Oh, yeah, and it's double rainbow foil, hey?
Yeah.
There's a Dawn of the New Age. There's a Gandalf the White, Storm of Sauron, Watcher in the Water, which I like with his big stupid eyeballs. There's a Shadow of the Enemy. These are all concert posters, right? Like
Witch King of Angmar, I do play that. So again, if I find one, I'll play it. But
Hugh the Entwood, Spiteful Banditry, Last March of the Ents, Radagast the Brown, Aragorn the Uniter,
Arwen,
Eowyn or Arwen.
It's like we can't even read.
You can't even read them.
You know all the cards. You know what card this is, and you can't even say what card it is. Like that's the. I appreciate the artistry of them, but I think overall, like these cards have too many words on them to be this difficult to read.
Man,
this is the modern day equivalent of the no text cryptic command.
Ooh, that's a good take.
Where I cryptic command you. Oh, what does that do? Well, it draws me a card and counters your spell. What? No, it doesn't. No, it taps all your dudes and draws me a card. No, it doesn't. No card does that.
This one does.
Well, this one, just you got to look it up, right? But like when you look at the Witch King of Angmar, like you couldn't even show that to somebody and have them figure out what the hell that does.
Look at the Tom Bombadil text. It's like size 0.1 font. The Anduril font, the Glamdring one looks cool.
Lots of them look cool.
They are super cool. I want the poster of Sauron the Dark Lord. That's a cool one.
That is neat.
That like they look good. Like if you had a concert poster of these hanging in Studio CCO, or if anybody wanted to, I don't know, send them and we'll put them in like the wherever to hang them up behind us.
If I had $1 for everybody that said, "Oh look, there's a mountain for you, Brando," no, that's Mount Doom.
Yes.
The main thing on the card is the word Mount Doom, and it does kind of look like mountain.
Mount Doom.
Yeah, right? Like so I think that they're neat. They're cool, but they're not for these are not my thing.
I think that many people are going to say that. I think if you crack one of these in double rainbow foil, you immediately put a sleeve on it and sell it or get it graded, because these suckers, like the One Ring in double rainbow foil is going to be ridiculously expensive.
Oh yeah, that's going to be obscene.
And man, to get one of those puppies graded like higher than 9 or higher, and turn around and sell it for like $1,000 or more,
you're in good shape.
That's going to be cool. Yeah. Who these are going to be for, I think, is people who already play Tom Bombadil and know exactly what he does and want the fully pimped Tom Bombadil deck, right? Like if there was a Norrin reskin and he looked like one of these, it's the not magic cardiest looking Norrin that you could get.
And 100% I would get it.
If there was an Animar one reskin, frick, as soon as it's available, I'd have it, right? Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
I would mug people for it.
I love the artistry and wish that I could alter Magic cards like this.
You can.
I
Every Thursday on our Facebook page, you can see.
I probably could, but man alive, to do art like that small, that'd be challenging. But
Be hard.
Cool stuff.
Well, then again, they didn't do it that small either. They,
exactly.
Yeah, they did it big.
Let's talk about the scene cards.
Scene cards. These are the new cards that come out in the Lord of the Rings. It's not just a reprint set. They had to throw in some new cards for people like you who already have the full set, and they want you to spend more money.
I was just going to say, I have more money in my wallet, and I just hate owning money.
And they want it. They want it.
That's the joke.
Yeah.
Now, these, I think you buy these by themselves. Like, you buy this. Like, you buy this Aragorn Hornburg hero. And can I just say that any card from the Lord of the Rings set that has alliteration in its name, I am just rock hard for. Because Tolkien was an alliterist. Like, that's what he did. He translated and wrote poems in alliterative verse. Yep. So let's give Aragorn Hornburg hero a read.
Oh, he's a 4/4 for Naya and 1 human soldier attacking creatures you control with... Wait, hang on. Let me try that again. Attacking creatures you control have first strike and renown 1. I don't care what renown does. Whenever a renowned creature you control deals combat damage to a player, double the number of +1/+1 counters on it.
Yes, to become renowned, it's like a triggered ability. When a creature with renown 1 deals damage to a player, it gets a +1 counter on it and is now renowned.
So, which means it will not become renowned again.
Correct.
But with Aragorn, they will continue to renown themselves.
Oh man, I love renounding myself. Over and over, sometimes twice in a row. Doubling the counters on myself, that's pretty good. So that's a fine card. You build around that with all of the cards that we're going to talk about. Anduril Narsil Reforged. This is one of those cards where if you don't know Lord of the Rings, that just is gibberish. Like when I read a Warhammer 40k card,
yep.
I just have no idea what that is.
What does that even...
Is that the sword? Is that his hand?
You have to look at the picture to know what the hell they're talking about.
So this is an equipment for 2 and equips for 3, legendary. It's got Ascend. So
if you have 10 permanents, you ascend.
Yes. Whenever equipped creature attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. If you have the city's blessing, aka you've ascended. That's just stupid everything, hey?
Yeah, it's dumb.
Why doesn't it just say if you've ascended, put 2 counters on each creature instead? It kind of gives me Blade of the Butt Cheek kind of vibes.
But for everybody and for very little work. It's so easy to ascend in EDH, it doesn't even make sense.
Yes.
This card might as well just say whenever this creature attacks makes your team fucking big. You might as well just say that.
That's a pretty good card.
It's a good card.
That's a good card.
It's a very good card.
I don't think it's as good as this card, though.
Legolas's quick reflexes?
Dude, this card is going to lead to more blowouts than any frickin' card in this set.
Green instant, split second, meaning it's going to happen. Untap target creature. Until end of turn, it gains hexproof reach, and whenever this creature becomes tapped, it deals damage equal to its power to up to 1 target creature.
Man.
That's pretty good.
I can attack and then untap my own guy. I can untap my own guy and block. I can use an ability, untap, use that ability again, and deal damage. This card frickin' it slaps. And it's got split second, so you can't even do anything about it.
It's very good.
Well, this is on the stack. Nothing else goes on the stack until this is off the stack.
Yeah.
That's a frickin' good-ass card right there.
And then we go on to not a very good ass card. And Gimli's Reckless Might is an enchantment for red 3. Gives your creatures haste. That's good.
Yes.
Has Formidable. Ooh. Whenever you attack, if creatures you control have total power 8 or more, target attacking creature you control fights up to 1 creature you don't control. I don't think that's very good. It's fine.
Yeah. Why not one guy gets like double strike? Ooh, that'd be better. Hey?
Why don't all your guys get double strike?
Oh, now we're talking. Yeah.
Right? Like
haste and double strike, though? Ooh, maybe not.
Well, you already have guys power 8 or greater. You're probably stomping somebody's face in anyway.
I suppose.
Right? Like,
yeah. Come on, you gave Legolas and Aragorn a good card, then Gimli just got the short end. Oh, that's why they did it. He's short.
Oh, so he gets the
short end.
What
a bunch of assholes.
That's just...
That's real harsh, Watsy.
Come on.
Come on.
You can do better.
Bunch of bullies. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
That's right.
I'm disappointed.
Papa Ryan's mad.
Frick.
Jeez.
Go to your room and think about what you've done, Watsy.
You know what else they've done?
What is
They've unleashed Isengard.
Oh, is this one good?
Probably not.
I think actually this one's good. I remember reading this one and telling Rebecca that it's good, and she didn't care because she doesn't play Magic.
I'll be the judge. Red, red, red. 2 sorcery. Damage can't be prevented this turn. That sounds pretty good. If a source you control would deal damage this turn to an opponent or a permanent opponent controls, it deals triple that damage instead.
So that's a 1-turn triple damager, but
And it flashes back for red, red, red 7.
so if you got lots of mana and you cast this and then you flash it back, do triple and then triple again?
Yes. Yes. If you have 12 mana and dudes that attack, I guess, you could do lots of damage.
Is this just what's the ritual? Mana equal to tap lands your opponents control?
It's on Mana Flare.
If you go Mana Flare and then Isengard Unleashed, I win? Is that just a combo?
If you have dudes.
Fuck.
'Cause you
I
have to
only
have-
need one guy.
Well, we just got to hit everybody.
I need 3 guys.
And then you need no blocks.
Shut up. I thought you'd like this card. You and Mac, I thought you'd just be rock hard for this card.
I actually don't usually like cards like this because there's such an investment to play that you're out of resources to do whatever you're going to do next.
Yeah, you got to have the board, and then this is kind of like the win con. This kind of feels like insurrection, like stuff has to be happening.
But this is a win more card to me because the odds are if I'm in a situation where I can just pound somebody into the floor by doing triple damage, I can probably pound them into the floor by doing regular damage.
The floor
too.
and the door.
Yes. I could play 7 mana instead and give all my dudes double strike and take an extra combat instead of doing this, which is quadruple damage.
Probably you don't need to cast it then flash it back. Probably you just win by paying 5
Yeah.
with a team.
Yeah.
Right? And I think that still makes it a really good card.
It's a fine card. It's not pumping my nads, as I like to say.
I wonder what the math is on how much damage Mac is going to do in his Jessica's Balls deck. Because he's going to triple damage with Jessica, and then he's going to triple damage with this, and then he's going to flash it back. You know that's going to happen. And the damage output is going to be like 17 trillion.
Well, 1 would be turn to 3, turn to 9, turn to 27. So every 1 would equal 27.
And he's going to do like 40 times 27. Whatever that number
That's
is.
lots.
I'm just throwing numbers out there, and it's going to be fun.
Rohirrim Chargers is the next
Okay.
one.
Okay,
Is this when they blow the horn and they run out of Helm's Deep?
Yeah.
And they're running them all down on the bridge? Is
Yeah,
that
and
what
if
that
you
is?
look real close in the movie, you can actually see Arwen in there because they forgot to take that scene out from when she was going to actually be at Helm's Deep. That's
Well.
freaking real.
Yeah.
Okay, so check this out. This is Rohirrim Chargers, white, red, 2, human knight, 4/4. You may exert Rohirrim Chargers as it attacks.
So that means it's tired and it won't untap. It's like it's putting a stun counter on it. There we go.
I suppose it's like making an attack extra hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you extra hard attack. When you exert a creature, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal an equipment card, put that card onto the battlefield, attach to that creature, then put the rest of them in the bottom of your library in any order. So it kind of cascades into an equipment.
Do you play this in the deck where you only play 1 equipment?
Yes.
And it's Behemoth Sledge or...
The big one that gives +10/+10, and you have an infector that you exert?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, you can't exert. There's no infectors that exert. You have to play shitty creatures to make this good.
You're speaking my language.
Because all the creatures with exert are not... They're not terrible.
There's one that gives you an extra combat.
Yeah. Combat Celebrant is a good one.
That's a good one.
There's one that's a removal spell. That one's not too bad. It 4s a creature.
Is there things that let you exert where the card otherwise doesn't have it?
No.
No?
Not that I'm aware of. I mean, there might be from Amonkhet. If you know it, let us know in the comments. But I'm not off the top of my head aware of any cards that just give your creatures exert. Because what would the exert be? Like put a +1/+1 counter on it? Nobody's ever going to do that.
Yeah. Well, I suppose if you can, air quotes, tutor for an equipment, maybe you tutor for like a Sun Forger and it's the only equipment in your deck, then you can tutor for instants and sorceries. Like there's, in that regard, it feels a little bit like birthing pod.creature. Find the thing that tutors for more things and you just go through the chain. That's probably fine.
It's probably all right. Although then you're cut off from playing other equipment in your deck.
I suppose. And it's a human knight that just gives you card advantage. Maybe you slot this directly into your AON pre-con deck if you're looking to upgrade. Probably that's what you do.
Let's move on to the next scene. So that's the Helm's Deep battle scene, right?
Yeah.
Is that what that was?
Yes.
And then we're going to go to...
This is the Galadriel blows up Dol Guldur scene. This is my favorite scene because the art is absolutely fantastic.
No, I don't remember Galadriel ever getting into a fight.
This is at the end in the appendices of Lord of the Rings.
So you mean to tell me it didn't happen in the movie?
Correct.
So this is fake. This is from the imagination of Wizards of the Coast.
Fake news, yes.
Okay. All
Yes.
right, excellent.
But it's on the internet, so it's real.
Okay. All right.
You'll take that explanation.
I'll accept that, sure.
Okay.
So the first card in this scene is Arboreal Alliance.
Uh-huh.
And it makes a big tree folk. And when you attack with elves, you populate. So you make another one of those great big tree folk.
That's a fine... Oh, it's an enchantment, though.
Yeah.
Enters a battlefield, create an XX big guy.
Yeah. I actually like cards like this, like things like Gutter Grime and like an enchantment where you just have the permanent's kind of worthless, but you can pump a bunch of mana into it to make a thing. I like stuff like this.
Yep.
There's that Nissa that's like that too, that like matter, like her loyalty matters. I like stuff like that.
Yes,
I like cards like this.
And for the people who are unaware of how this works, they changed the rule around X in the casting cost and ETB triggers, because when this triggers, X actually equals 0 again. But they changed how X's work for ETB abilities back a couple sets ago when there was a commander that did this.
Smart.
So you get a big guy, and it goes in your elf deck.
So does that mean if you're going to use like a pernicious deed, is this 2 or is it 12?
2.
Okay.
2.
But when it's triggering, it's 10.
When it's on the stack and you have to counter target spell with mana cost X, like Power Sync.
When it's in play and it's going to make another thing, doesn't it? Oh, it doesn't make another thing.
It doesn't make another thing. It populates. Yeah.
Thing.
So it looks at the token that you have now. Yeah.
Galadriel, Light of Valinor. I really like this art.
Dude, this card.
I'd get a foil one of these.
The thing that this card cares about, everything about this card is the Galadriel that we wanted and didn't frickin' get.
Well, let me
the
be
name, the colors. Christen me with Galadriel.
I shall be the judge. It is a 3/3 elf noble, not advisor. 4 green, white, blue. 2 has alliance. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, choose one that hasn't been chosen this turn.
And can I interrupt you, sir?
Sure.
Remember that white and blue are really good at blinking, both with spells and, I don't know, creatures that enter the battlefield.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just keep that in mind.
Ability 1, add green, green, green.
Holy shit.
Ability 2, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control.
Like those elves that you played to get green, green, green to make more elves, then you choose that one last so they all get bigger.
Also correct.
Very good.
And the last one is scry 2, then draw a card.
Holy mother ass. This card gives me Great Henge vibes. It gives me mana, it gives me card advantage, and it gives me a way to win the game.
Man, if it drew you a card, this would be better than Great Henge.
Brando, read all the words on the card.
Does it gain you life?
It doesn't gain you life.
Doesn't gain you life.
But it does draw you a card, which I would gladly take that trade. After you scry 2?
Great Henge draws you a card.
I know, that's why this card gives me Great Henge vibes.
It draws you more than one card.
This card is frickin' good.
It is a good card. It's a very good card.
Yeah.
Next one up is Rally the Galadrim.
Galathrim.
There's no in there.
Yeah, but
don't give me this.
The DH makes a sound.
DH does not make a sound. It makes a D sound.
Tell that
Galadrim.
Tell that to the Gaelic speakers.
I fucking will.
Actually, in Gaelic, it makes a V sound, I think. Anyways.
Galavrim.
Galathrim, Rally of the. This is blue, green, 2, sorcery. Create a token that's a copy of target creature you control, and it got Conspire, which means as you cast this spell, you may tap 2 untapped creatures you control that share a color with it. When you do, you may copy it.
I like that.
So
it's a clone. I like it.
That's a clone where you tap 2 guys and clone 2 guys.
Double clone.
Double clone
I'm into
for 4 and tap 2 guys.
If I find one of these, I will probably put it into my Animar deck.
This goes in your Animar deck. Yes, this is very good.
I can clone clones with clones, and I like that. I can clone the clone of my clones. Oh, yeah. There's so many clones I could use in a sentence, because I'm using 2 clones to clone the spell that clones a clone. Yeah, baby.
You're cloning the spell that clones a clone.
Yes.
Man. Clone.
That's right. I like that a lot. Like the word clone has lost all meaning. Next card.
Oh, that's like double cloneception because a clone isn't a thing. It's not even a thing until it clones something.
That's right. That's why I like them.
All right.
Galadriel's Dismissal. This looks like a removal spell.
Oh yeah, those orcs are having a bad day.
It's white and an instant. I don't even know what it does, but I'll bet you it gets rid of a creature. Let's see what it does. Target creature phases out. If this spell was kicked, each creature target player controls phases out instead. So they leave the battlefield, you treat them as if they didn't exist, and then at the beginning of their controller's next upkeep, they appear back. They do not re-enter the battlefield, they're just back now.
Yes, and tokens don't disappear.
Yes.
Like they used to. Back in my day. Yeah. Okay, so phase out your blocker, attack you.
Yeah.
Phase out all your blockers, attack you.
And the kicker is white 2.
Yeah, so it's 4 mana.
So it's it's Path or Wrath, depending on what you want to do.
Oh, or it's counter Path or counter Wrath. Yes. Right? Phase out my whole team.
Sure.
Target creature, yes. Target creature. You go Wrath of God, I go phase out my whole team.
Yep.
Then they come back, and phasing doesn't care about summoning sickness, or vice versa. So they come back in, and I go, Wrath me, eh? Frickin' die.
Yeah. Hear everyone punched out?
That card, I think that card's sneaky good, because you can use it offensively or defensively.
That's a cool card. I like that one.
You could use it like, attacking me with your like giant commander or your 10/10 flyer or whatever.
Nah.
It phases out.
Yeah. No, not.
Man, that card's good. I didn't realize how good that card is.
I mean, it's no Path, but it's good.
But it counters a Path.
It's
not as good as Path.
Yeah. If you're getting
it counters a Path
where
to exile.
When somebody's rocking you want to Path that creature, not phase it out, because you're just going to get smacked by it again next turn.
Man.
But it's good. I'm not saying it's a bad card. Very good card. Don't like the art on it, though.
Oh, no?
No.
I think that one guy in the background kind of reminds me of Max Crandell.
I like it slightly more now.
Yes, me too.
The next card is Mists of Lorien. It's a sorcery for blue 2 with Replicate Blue, which means you can copy it when it's on the stack for blue.
You just pay blue and you can copy it as many times as you pay blue, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Return target non-land permanent and each other non-land permanent with the same mana value as that permanent to their owner's hands. This card is crazy.
This card is good. If you go like blue and 2, you can bounce all their tokens.
Every token in play.
If you go blue 2, you go like
bounce every token and everything that costs 3
or 2 or whatever the thing you want to get, and then incidentally it gets all the other thing.
Yeah.
You just have to make sure that each other non-land permanent, you don't get your own stuff.
Yeah.
Unless you want to get your own stuff. Again, just like frickin' Galadriel's Dismissal, you might want to get your own thing.
You bounce your own stuff to counter a Wrath.
You get your own Galadriel back, and then you cast her again without command tax, and then you can take advantage of her ETB triggers again.
Sure. Why not?
Frick, man. This card's good.
Last card in this particular scene, the fake made-up super-duper scene that was never in Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
Galadrim Brigade.
Oh, they're brigading.
So it's a 2/2 for green 2 with Squadron green 1. That means you can pay green 1 to essentially replicate this.
This is kicker, but just for guys.
And it has other elves you control get +1/+1.
So you go green 2, green 1 to squad it. You get 2 of them then.
Yeah.
So for 5 mana, you'd get 2 3/3s that give all your other elves +2/+2.
Right.
If you pay 7, you would get 3 3/3s that give all your other creatures +3/+3.
Also correct.
When does the math become very good? Probably at 7, right? Because then it's kind of like overrun.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's pretty good at 5, honestly.
5
because it's a
overrun?
perfectly acceptable at 3. It's a perfectly playable, perfectly acceptable card. At 5, you've got a discount. You've played 2 of the same card on the same card out of your hand at a discount.
For 1 less mana than the 2 cards would cost individually.
Yes.
Yes, and all your guys get swall.
Yes. So I think this is a very cool card. It's not exciting, but like it's cool. It's solid. It's very good. You could replace any other elf lord with this. If you have anything that says elves you control get +1/+1, you replace it with this one.
Yes, and this would trigger a +1 on each creature you control from Galadriel, and it would give you green to cast more elves.
Yeah.
Ooh, man, that Galadriel card's good.
Next card. We have 2 more scenes and not very many minutes, so we're going to just blast through these ones.
You know what? Hey, I'll do this sometime because I've been asked to do it. Sometime I'll do a Lord of the Rings live stream and we'll talk more in depth about the scenes for people who want that.
Okay.
But
we're gonna knock through the cards and give the yay, the nay, good card, bad card. We're gonna play right now.
Oh, I love good card, bad card.
You know, what is this scene we're looking at here? What is this shit?
This is Battle of the Pelennor Fields, where Gandalf comes out and like shoots his like light jerk off on the Nazgul guy to make him fly away.
Okay, this is Olorian's Searing Light.
Olorin's Searing Light is an instant for blue. Nope, frick. Red, white, 2. Each opponent exiles a creature with the greatest power among creatures that player controls.
Neat.
Each player gets rid of their biggest guy. Also, spell mastery. If there are 2 or more instant and or sorcery cards in your graveyard, Olorin's Searing Light deals damage to each opponent equal to the power of the creature they exiled.
That's a cool one.
Yeah, that's going to get, 4, 5, 6. But randomly, it'll get them for 20.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Sorcerous Squall is a sorcery for blue 6.
This is my favorite card in this scene, baby.
With Delve. Target opponent mills 9. Then that player's grave... Wait, hang on a second. Then you may cast an instant or sorcery spell from that player's graveyard without paying its mana cost. If the spell would be put into graveyard, exile it instead.
So blue, exile 6 pieces of trash from my graveyard,
Yep.
mill you for 18 in Bruvac, and then I cast the best thing in your graveyard, regardless of whether I milled it or no. If it's in there, I'm getting it.
Rammus, Ekor, Ancient Shield. This isn't a shield, it's a building.
Okay. Sounds made up, but I'll take it.
It's white 3 for a legendary artifact. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, draw a card, then create a 0/3 white wall creature token with Defender. At the beginning of combat on your turn, creatures you control with Defender gain Exalted until end of turn. That's frickin' good.
That's a good card just for its first ability.
Yep.
2 spells, draw a card.
And
Sure, I have to write a thesis before I can draw a card in white, but I'll take it.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Courageous Resolve.
This is not as good as people think it is, but give it a read.
Let's see what it is. White 2 for an instant. Up to 1 target creature you control gains protection from each of your opponents until end of turn. Draw a card, and it has Fateful Hour. If you have 5 or less life, you can't lose the game this turn. You can't lose the game this turn, and your opponents can't win the game this turn.
Oh, I can't lose the game twice?
It says that twice.
If you have 5
Oh, you can't lose life this turn.
You can't lose life this turn.
Can't lose life or the game, and your opponents can't win. That's
now remember, if you can't pay the life or lose the life, you can't pay the life.
right.
So you can't like necropotence your whole frickin' everything.
Yes.
That's one thing. Second thing, you're not going to be at 5 life as often as you think unless you already are putting yourself at risk.
Yeah, you're probably already dead. I'm going to tell you right now, if you're at 5, you're already dead.
So, I don't know. This card's fine. It'll see play in the Lord of the Rings theme decks.
They're there. Gandalf of the Secret Fire is what is this? 3/4 Avatar Wizard for colorless, blue, red, white, legendary Avatar Wizard. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell from your hand during an opponent's turn, exile that card with 3 time counters on it instead of putting it into your graveyard. As it resolves, then, if the exiled card doesn't have Suspend, it gains Suspend. This is fine.
This is fine. This is a couple things. It's Jeskai Suspend time counters, which is already a deck that you're adding white to, right? Instead of Joyra, it's this now, and you get white.
Sure.
But this is also a really clever way to tie everybody that came for Lord of the Rings, tie them into Doctor Who, where they very much will care about time counters.
Yes, timey-wimey is a deck.
Remember Food in Eldraine is very much a lead from Food in Hobbitland.
Yep.
Now we've got time counters in Doctor Who tying together with Lord of the Rings. So the universes beyond and the regular products are mingling to keep people engaged and say, hey, this goes in my time deck. I'm going to buy and spend more money.
More money! Last card in the scene is Fell Beast's Shriek, which is a sorcery for blue and red. Each opponent chooses a creature they control, tap and goad the chosen creature, and has Splice onto instant or sorcery, blue-red, colorless 2. And Splice means whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, you can play the Splice onto cost, reveal the card from your hand, and then the spell that you spliced it onto gains that effect.
Can you imagine that You don't have to. Did you ever imagine that we would see Splice back?
Can you imagine this ever being spliced onto anything ever?
Each opponent chooses a creature they control. Tap and goad the chosen creatures.
No.
I like that card.
It's cool, but how often are you going to splice it onto something?
It costs 4 to splice
Yeah,
it.
it
But you're
sucks.
goading 3 creatures. That's pretty good.
I can goad 3 creatures by playing a land.
You know what deck this is going to go into?
Goad.
The frickin' Is-It deck that is going to play all of the ops and the ponders and the considers and all of the 1-mana ritual. It's going to be that Is-It deck.
Yeah.
And you're going to just goad everybody and goad.
Yep,
Sure.
Sucky. Last thing. We're going to go extra super duper fast for this one. Sorry, Joe, because it's my favorite one, so we have to talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. Joe's okay if we go a couple minutes over. And for, again, the people who want it, I'll talk about it again on the live stream.
Call Forth the Tempest is a sorcery for red 5s. You better win the game. Cascade. We're on our way. Call Forth the Tempest deals damage to each creature your opponents control equal to the total mana value of the other spells you've cast this turn.
Can you imagine if you have a repercussion with this card? You're going to do like 60 damage to people.
That's pretty good.
Can you imagine cascading into something that has Cascade and then having Call Forth the Tempest see all of those cards?
Can you imagine paying 1 mana and just playing a Blasphemous Act?
Ooh, that's pretty good.
Yeah. This one feels win more. It's cool. Again, it's very, very cool.
Yes.
And the Cascade, very, very cool.
This
But
services the Cascade deck players, right?
Yes,
and
yeah.
I am one of those players. So this is my favorite card from this scene.
my favorite card from this scene is not this next card.
Oh.
But I will read it anyway. I got you there. Nazgul Battle Mace is an equipment for 5 that equips for 3. Equipped creature has Menace, Death Touch, and Annihilator 1. And, because there has to be more, whenever an opponent sacrifices a non-token creature, put that card onto the battlefield under your control unless that player pays 3 life.
So this is like Eldrazi Conscription Light along with...
Sucky Turgrid.
No.
All on an equipment.
Yes, I guess Turgrid or It That Betrays.
Yep.
It's like the little Eldrazi that could.
Yep.
Yes.
It's trying hard.
Eldrazi Mace.
Yep.
8 mana. It's probably good.
It's fine.
It turns your Brash Taunter into a It That Betrays.
Oh, Brash Taunter is so good.
That's good. That's good. Is this your favorite one?
Nope. Witch King Sky Scourge is a 5/5 for 7, so it's got my attention. Red, black, 5. Flying. Whenever you attack with 1 or more wraiths, exile the top X cards of your library, where X is the total power. You may play one of those cards this turn, and it has Undying. That would be my favorite if it wasn't red, which is a sentence you will never hear me say again.
If it was just black?
Or blue, because that's where my Nazguls live.
Oh.
Is in black and blue. Adding red to them doesn't assist me in any way.
No, but that card's
cool.
card's very powerful.
Nothing wrong with it. It's a good card.
Oh, good art too, hey?
Oh, very
Look at how
good.
the tail of the fell beast kind of frames him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Look how his hand goes just off the screen. So you're like, what's he doing?
Yeah, what's he doing? Oh, he's playing that little Eldrazi that could mace.
There we go.
Neat.
Mordor of the March.
Is this your favorite one?
Certainly is not.
Mordor on the March.
You heard me.
Yes.
Red, black, 3 sorcery. Exile a creature card from your graveyard. Create a token that's a copy of it. It gains haste until end of turn. Exile it at the beginning of the next end step. And it has Storm.
That's kind of like Graveyard Clone?
Yep. Sort of.
Graveyard Clone? That's gains haste?
It's pretty cool.
That's kind of like Threaten, but from the graveyard. Threaten dead guy. It's got
Ooh.
freaking Storm, man. Oh, man. Can you imagine? Ritual. Steal all your freaking dead guys.
Yep.
Or my own dead guys?
Yeah. No, just our guy.
Just my own dead. Well, that's fine, because I'll just put guys that I want dead in my graveyard.
Yeah.
Just get like a freaking Razakath and
Bunch of ring wraiths.
and Sauron.
Play it in Obeka and just keep them all.
Man, that should go in my Sauron deck. I'll leave them in the graveyard, get them back,
Pretty good.
kick your ass with them.
Here's my favorite one.
Fell Beast of Mordor.
Fell Beast of Mordor is a Drake Beast, 3/3 with flying for black, 2, and Devour 1. Whenever a Fell Beast of Mordor enters the battlefield or attacks target, opponent loses X life and you gain X life, where X is the number of +1/+1 counters on it. I like it because I can turn all the slugs that I'm making with my Toxrill into one giant bro that will then gain me life to keep me alive because everybody's attacking me because I'm playing Toxrill.
This is kind of like Gary, but I got to sacrifice my guys instead of having... Gary and this both care about having lots of guys.
Yes.
This guy just eats them.
Yep.
And then kind of does the same thing.
Yes. I like this guy.
This is a cool card. It frickin' flies. Look at the art in the background, and also his exposed eye sockets in his skull
You
are
can see through his head.
where the reins of the Witch King are in his exposed eye sockets.
Yeah.
But then he's got eyes underneath too.
Some body horror right there.
Yeah, that's some frickin' weird stuff. I bet you he was self-conscious about that in high school.
Probably.
Yeah. Well, it's okay.
Yeah. Last card and we're out of here is Minas Morgul Dark Fortress. Legendary land. Enters the battlefield tapped. So far it's a piece of shit. Taps for black. That's fine. Black, 3, tap, put a shadow counter on target creature. For as long as that creature has a shadow counter on it, it's a wraith in addition to its other types.
That goes in Wraith.deck.
Sure.
Right? If you got like 9 or more Wraiths, they're all 9/9s.
Yep.
That's pretty good.
That's fine.
That card is not very powerful, though.
No.
That is probably the least powerful card in that scene.
Yes. And it goes in the one deck. It services the one deck. It's fine.
Yeah, it's good in that deck, and I'm okay with not every card being a powerhouse that I must run.
Yeah, and this is one of those things we were talking at beers at EDH last night, where it's like there's certain lands where if you have it, just play it.
Put it in the deck.
Right, you've got one, just like throw it in there. Like the Shinka, the Blood-Soaked Keep. It gives a legendary creature first strike.
Yeah.
If you have it in your binder, just play it.
Yep.
There's no reason not to play it. This is not that.
No, it doesn't do anything unless you care about Wraiths.
Exactly.
Yep.
So it's
I would
fine.
maybe put it in my Sauron deck because I just have incidental Wraiths in there. It's not a Wraith deck.
I would put it in my Toxrill deck because I play a bunch of Wraiths in there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's where the Wraiths are.
That's right.
Is that what your Toxrill deck is now?
Yep.
Oh, neat.
Yeah.
Card of the week, Toxrill?
Those are the cards we wanted to talk about this week. We're going to get at Doctor Who over the next couple of weeks. Sometime before Halloween, we're going to look at the Secret Lairs because they're horror themed. So that might be our Halloween episode for this year.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Look at you doing all the planning.
Yeah, we're doing some spooky season stuff. We're gonna service the Whovians. Don't Google that.
I want to get my Who serviced.
In between now and then, you can check out FusionGamingOnline.com. Use special promo code CCO Summer. Save 5% off all your Lord of the Rings, all your spooky season, all your Toxrill, all your Brash Taunter stuff.
CommanderCookout.com for the CCO Fall line. Patrons have a special discount. I've emailed it to you 2 or 3 times. You do have it. You'll just have to find it. Great stuff. Toques look real fantastic. Even asked my wife. And picking up any of that stuff from any of those locations we talked about all helps the show.
Yes, if you also want to help the show for free, you can also go over to our YouTube channel and click the subscribe button if you haven't already. It really does help, and we really do appreciate it. What else we appreciate is all of you guys being here, listening to us on another episode of the show, and we will be back to do it all again next week with another very exciting episode of Commander Cookout Podcast. Hit our theme song!